A wise old owl sat on an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we be like the wise old bird? Today's topic, listening. Active listening. Disclaimer. This subject is not only for you guys, it's for me. Because we're all learning. The faster we learn, the better. It helps us in our relationships at home and in our work environment. So what is active listening? Let me begin by two stories. One is set in a business environment. One is my own personal story. So let's begin with this short story that is inspired by Rahul Sinha. This short story goes as: there was an employer sitting in a room full of 20 trainees, and he asked the 20 trainees a question, which goes by: you are driving a bus. 10 people get on your bus on the first stop. 8 people come off the bus. And then on the third stop, 6 more people are on your bus. What's the driver's age? In a room full of 20 trainers, he got 20 wrong answers. Now, before I continue with these stories, I just want to tell you guys that I'm pretty sure some of you out there already know the answer. But guess what? There are so many of you who probably have still not guessed it. And once we proceed, you'll know why. So what did the employer do again? He went on and he wrote the whole riddle on the board. And when he wrote it on the board, and when they physically saw it, everyone wrote the right answer, which was their age. What was the driver's age? Who was the driver? They were the driver. In the second story, my own personal story, a few days ago, my daughter asked me to spell Y-E-S. So I spelled Y-E-S. I said, yes. She said, great. She said, okay, let's put an E in front of the Y. I said, okay. Now, I was so busy trying to solve the riddle. Once again, I'm pretty sure some of you already know what I'm talking about. But I was so busy into solving the riddle that I said, E-S, E-S. Continuously, 5 times, because I'm dumb, I kept her giving that answer. E-S, E-S. And she's like, you're not listening. Then she took my hand and she wrote the word on my hand. Y-E-S. And then she's like, okay, let's put an E in front. E-Y-E-S. And I'm like, okay. Eyes. That's what the answer was. So what is active listening? And how do we listen? In our day-to-day life, guys, there are so many things we just hear. Now this is the big thing. Do we just want to hear, or we want to actually listen? Listening means you listen with your actions and you listen with your mind. Imagine you're sitting in front of a friend and you're trying to convey an incident to a friend or a story. And you notice the friend fidgeting with their phone, looking around, not looking at you. How would you feel? I would feel awful. I hate it when people do not look at me, because I'm not really sure what to do at that point. So that's how listening begins. When you're looking at someone and when you're listening, just don't look. Maintain the right eye contact. When you maintain eye contact with the person, this makes the person feel that yes, he's respected, his words are being listened to. Picture yourself in his shoes. That's where empathy comes in. Empathize with the situation. Form a story in your head of visually form a story in your head of what the person is saying. This allows you not only to visualize the situation, put yourself in this situation, it will create a strong bond between you and that person. Because guess what? That person's looking at you and thinking, you know what? This person really cares. We're going a little off topic today. We're not continuing with our book that we usually do. The reason is I just feel that no matter what you do, no matter how much you persevere, no matter how much you've put in positive thoughts in your mind, no matter whatever steps you take to succeed in life, you always need to have those relationships around you. You always need to have the right friends around you to help you succeed. And how do you build those friends? You build those friends with trust and understanding. And one of the highest ways to gain a person's trust is when they know you're listening to them. When a leader walks into this room, and I mean it, you can check out any books, you can read any books, you can listen to any stories out there. When a leader enters the room, he is not going to right away impose his ideas. The right kind of leader is going to walk into the room and he's going to ask his employees to give their views, to present their views. This doesn't mean that he's suppressing his ideas. No, that doesn't mean. But this surely means that he is telling his employees with his body language and with his actions that I respect your ideas and I want to listen to your ideas first. So then I can co-join my idea and then we can come up with something nice. When you start listening to people with your mind and your full presence, you're gonna learn so many things just out of that one conversation. Some of the worst ways that people listen to another person is when, first of all, their body language is absolutely horrible. They're fidgeting, they're on their phone. And they're not maintaining eye contact. And then the second worst thing that we actually do is that before we sit to talk to a person, we already have some stories in our mind, preconceived thoughts in our mind. Why do you want to talk to a person with preconceived thoughts in your mind? Why would you do that? Why would you clog up your channel already? No, you don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. What we want to learn today is how to keep a clean pipe. Clean this area. If you've heard it from a third party, if you've heard some negative stories about the person that you're addressing to from a third person, you don't need to believe those stories because you weren't present. And even if you physically have seen the person, doing whatever, at that moment, be present. There is always a reason behind everything that a person does. When you are sitting and talking to a person, be present. Make sure you tell them that your body is present, your mind's present, and you're present with them. You understand what they're trying to say, and you fully empathize with them. So, some of the quick tips that you and we both are going to perfect are these for active listening. Face the speaker, maintain eye contact. Body language. Be attentive but relaxed. You have to be relaxed. If you start fidgeting around, moving around, if you constantly do this, I'm pretty sure you guys are irritated just looking at me right now. Be relaxed. When you're relaxed, the person in front of you is relaxed and they can relate their story much better at that time. Keep an open mind. We just spoke about it. Do not have any preconceived thoughts in your mind. Draw a picture of what the speaker is saying in your mind. Empathy. Empathize. Build relationships. What the Biz magazine gives out is not only for professionalism, it is for any kind of relationships. We're building relationships. We're building positive relationships. Don't interrupt and don't impose. Wait for the speaker to pause. Mostly when people are talking, what we're usually doing is waiting for the person to finish. Let him finish so that I can tell him my point. No. You will get your chance. Let the person speak and understand the person. Ask questions only to ensure that you have the correct understanding of what they're trying to say. Pay attention to what isn't being said. Read between the lines. As mothers, we usually teach our kids all of this, but unfortunately, as adults, we fail. We need to go back to our basics. So, let's make a promise today. Let's practice active listening. Right? The next time when you sit down with a friend, look them in their eye sincerely and listen to them. I hope our mini session today for active listening has been useful to you guys. Please leave your comments below. I want to listen to your stories, to your success stories actually. This is me, Rashida, signing off. Once again with the hope that today's video has made a difference in someone's life. Listen. Listen with your mind, listen with your eyes, listen with your heart. Build relationships. Fill positive thoughts in your mind. This is only going to help you guys go further in life.